Guided by Horace, the mercenaries attempted their escape. However, there wasn't much time before the guard would return. They had to make haste.
I swear, all these caves look the same to me.
It seems the geology of the island is such that it was very easy to dig these caves. We should hurry. Time is of the essence.
Now, Chapter 19, the Underground Tunnel, is a very unique chapter,
Horace,
really.
This is a dead end.
Curious. I'm sure it shouldn't be. Let's take a look around.
Zael.
Yes,
That
basically
wall.
what you're going to need
What
to do
is it,
is
Master Zael?
seek the
There's
walls
something
and
strange about that wall.
get Horace to
Leave
check
it to
them
me.
out.
I'll take a look.
Basically, if you check it out yourself, then generally they will explode on you. And in certain cases,
Master
you want
Zael,
to check
just
it
call me
yourself.
when you-
Because even though you get hit, it
It seems the
generally
explosion knocked her bag free.
knocks a bag of money free, which you're going to want to pick up generally, because I mean, it's free cash. Take it whilst it's there. I mean, seriously. But yeah, I like this chapter. It's a nice little kind of change of pace. But if you're trying to get everything, it is one of the most evil things ever.
That wall. Horace, could you take a look at that wall?
That wall there. Let's see.
So yes, basically, these are your two options whenever kind of anything happens. Also, we seriously
I
haven't
had a
used
certain
Syrenne in that
feeling
long?
about this wall. Call it my archaeo.
Like,
A
Syrenne
bit
is
nippy in
still
here.
level 10,
I
wow.
think it's colder further in. You alright, Mirania?
I'm fine.
Yeah, that does tend to happen, is that you don't use characters for such a long time, and then you get them back, and it's just like, oh, you're really
A
low
well
level
here.
now.
Curious.
It's just a well. That's not so weird, is it?
It is, Zael. It would be difficult to use in a place like this.
You're right. I suppose it would be hard to get any water through that passage.
Something's a bit whiffy.
Really?
There's Zael's lack of smell coming in once again.
This wall.
Now, this is another of the walls where you're going to want to check it out yourself, even though it's going to hurt.
Oh, it seems the explosion knocked her bag free.
Generally you want to do these very quickly, because in some instances, you will lose your chance to open the bag because a cutscene takes place. I think it only happens once.
That wall.
But just to make sure.
Horace, could you take a look at that wall?
Also, it's kind of
wall
annoying
there.
that Horace only has 2
Let's
lives.
see.
But considering he is kind of a wimp, there's not really a whole lot we can do about that, to be honest. Also, I warn you now, I am going to miss something
Seems
in this
spring
chapter.
is brimming with a mysterious
But I'll
energy.
point out what I miss when we
I
get to
can
it.
feel all that prison grime washing away.
And spiders! Wonderful. Now, if you fail to spot the spider, then Horace loses life, basically.
You saved me.
Too feckin' right, I saved you. I mean, seriously, dude. we ain't kind of fooling around, you know. Now, I really like having the heal circle in the middle. It's so handy. And now we get to see Syrenne's levels leap up dramatically, as they will do.
That wall.
So, annoyingly, there is a lot of this whole seek, find a wall decide whether you want to check it out, whether you want Horace to check it out. There's no kind of real way to know which ones will knock the bags free. I think pretty much your best shot is just to open all of the doors yourself. But if you are watching this and haven't played it yet and are using it as a guide, just follow the doors that what I'm doing on each of the doors, because that's what you need to do. Also, notice these things. They are not pleasant. So, this is the room where, if you don't get the bag...
that wall.
Quickly enough, you will lose it forever. So, yeah, you've got to hurry. You're basically on a time limit for this bag. Not so much for the chest, but definitely for the bag.
What in the world is that?
I'll go. Stay out of sight.
This doesn't feel right. Be careful, Zael.
Well, we'll certainly try to be, but, oh! That's wonderful. Evil monster thing has come alive. It's always fun. And all of them come to life. So that's pretty much why you need to, be careful. I mean, also, these things hit hard. So do just be very, very, very careful when dealing with them. I mean, at this point you should be reasonably high enough level to be able to deal with them. Well, I mean, they're only level 21, whereas, obviously, I'm like 24. Though Mirania and Syrenne are not at that level. Neither's Horace, to be honest, but, oh well. Just lots of fire and chaining. It'll all work out in the end. Now, one of the great things about kind of just Gale in general is that no matter what you are kind of galing, you cause damage, which is just great. Although, getting petrified is not so great. That's actually really annoying. Anytime in a game where I have to wiggle the control stick for any purpose is not fun. It's kind of one of the main it's one of the reasons why I like Bayonetta so much, is that you're never forced to tap any buttons, wiggle kind of any sticks in the middle of combat. It's only kind of like quick time events that's reserved for, and that's a lot kind of nicer to deal with. Because it doesn't break up the flow of the game that is already there. Whereas in the middle of a battle, trying to frantically move the control stick, it's just that bit too much of an annoyance. Also, I just missed out on saving. Great. I think there was something potentially in that room.
This place is remarkably eerie.
So dark, I can hardly see.
Oh, help me! Oh, it's just a rock.
Let's take a look around.
Curiosity killed the cat, you know?
Well, it's very true. Also, I mean, you know, there's the whole Schrodinger's cat thing.
Oh.
Horace, you idiots. They are undead people and also poison spiders, which is wonderful. Basically, you are going to want to get rid of the archers as soon as is humanly possible, because they can be quite dangerous. Also, as you should probably expect with the undead, they revive. after a short period. So annoying. Thankfully the spiders don't do that as much, but even then it's just like, why must you do this to me? So, yeah.
Evil. Surging through here. Something is controlling the souls of the dead.
That's very dark.
No
Oh,
use standing
Lord of the
around here
Underworld,
shouting.
maybe?
Let's find it.
I've heard Hades is into that sort of thing. I mean, I can almost hear his cries of, "Oh, pity pass." Yeah, I like Kid Icarus Uprising. That bag was already there. The explosion did not fall, Horace. But yeah, as you can see, lots and lots of armor. Now, I believe it might be this room where I end up missing something. Basically, you've got multiple doors that you can go in, and going down one leads you, I think, to a summon circle, and going down the other leads to where you're meant to go. And I don't think you can go back. At least I'm pretty sure you can't go back. So basically, right there, I think I ended up missing out the summon circle. Which sucks.
It seems the explosion knocked a bag free.
And where is this bag? Oh, there it is. He's getting all muddled up in everything. I have to, even though I like the concept of this dungeon, it is quite repetitive. Just because it is so much of seek door, fight enemies, so on and so forth. I mean, it could be a whole lot worse. In fact, the challenge that we must face at the end of this dungeon is not pleasant. Especially if you don't know what you're doing. If you do know what you're doing, then it turns into basically a piece of cake. But only once you know exactly what you're doing. Which, funnily enough, I didn't do. When I first recorded this dungeon. Thankfully, I basically I ended up having a failed recording, that basically meant that I had to redo the boss. So I'm very grateful for that, to be honest, because otherwise, well, actually no, it wasn't a failed recording. It was just that the recording cut out during the middle of a cutscene.
Excellent. More treasure.
Oh, Horace! Oh, you idiot!
Speak to me. I'll live. Huh? There's a passageway down here. Are you coming?
Wow. I would have expected at least a minor concussion.
Don't move! We'll come down!
Horace. Ever the archaeologist. Now, you're going to want to use burst arrows on that, because that will knock the chest down the hole. And yeah, this is the point of no return. So yes, I missed the summon circle, which was through the door to the left. Because once you're down here, you cannot get back up.
My archaeologist blood is racing.
It seems there are quite a few mysteries on this island.
Indeed.
Horace, aren't we just going deeper and deeper? Will this really help us escape?
Of course. See, wind is coming from further inside. If there's wind, then there must be an exit to the surface somewhere. Wouldn't you say so?
It's
Well,
very
that does make
true.
sense. You're the scientist. Sorry I doubted you.
Not at all.
So basically, you do want to get this chest, because it gives you a deadly crossbow, which can be quite helpful. It just gives you a bit more damage, if I recall correctly. Yeah, this place is really eerie. Like, really stupidly eerie. It's just that sound effect. Just the...
Could you take a look at that wall?
That's really, really bad impression of the sound effect. But it's like, it's just that unharmonious thing. It's discordant, I guess is potentially another way of describing it, unless I've just made that word up. I don't think I have. But then again, I never know. I can't remember when I make up words these days, so... Yeah, this is, pleasant.
Ah, here it is.
That is not good. So, here we have our boss, the Necromancer. Now, right now we can't really do too much to him. Just keep attacking him and...
It's dark!
Horace! Horace!
Yes,
Calm down and
jeez.
light a lamp.
Right, Master Zael.
Just chill, dude, chill.
It got away.
Well, if it's a necromancer, then technically it's a he or a she, because, you know, it's a person. A necromancer is, well, I mean, a necromancer could be a devil
The aura
or
in
something,
here
but
is
still.
different from before.
It's conjecture, but I would say this is an ancient tomb.
Looks about
So then
right,
that
to
thing
be
we
honest.
thought was some kind of guardian.
It would appear that we've unwittingly become tomb robbers.
Well, you know,
It was
Tomb
enjoying
Raiders.
a long sleep until we showed up.
Nonetheless, it'd be a bit silly to go back now.
Indeed, we must press on and find a way out of here.
Let's go.
Yes, let's follow the splotches of blood on the floor. That's a good idea. Now, what is a good idea right now to do is to, not do the stupid thing that I just did of using a burst arrow, but rather dragging people, well, dragging the undead soldiers to you one by one, getting them alone and then slashing them. However,
We don't need to go that. Just be careful.
yeah, the undead king here will throw his soldiers at you for quite a lot of damage, so do watch out. Also, he does take a while to beat down, so he's not particularly difficult. The Necromancer is a lot harder in terms of what you have to deal with. If you haven't guessed, we are going to get a proper fight with the Necromancer soon. But soon, rather than right now, this instant. Before we get that, we have to deal with the Undead King. It becomes really, really easy when you have gotten rid of all of his other undead soldiers, because then he can't throw anything at you. So it's just a case of getting your timing down with your guarding and just beating the heck out of him, really. I do believe that eventually some more undead soldiers will appear for you to murder, but really, they shouldn't give you any problems after you've defeated the undead king. He's the biggest challenge. So yes, that is pretty much the entire dungeon done. Got it that I ended up missing the summon circle, but I think I am okay level-wise. Let's see if we can make our great escape. But first we do have to deal with that slightly terrifying necromancer. Who is literally just through this door. This is going to be slightly terrifying, I can tell now. Now, depending on who opens this chest, depends on who dies, essentially.
What? Me? Okay, if you say so.
You're not important, Horace. Sorry, Horace.
All right for some. No time for glib remarks.
Now,
Keep trying to hit it.
an excellent tactic you can do is shoot paralyze arrows at the necromancer and slow him down. Basically, once you've done that, you can hurt him quite badly. Obviously, getting it being able to use your amazing crossbow skills to be able to do that is slightly more difficult. But yeah, this boss can be a real challenge if you aren't on the ball, because the Necromancer can deal a lot of damage very quickly if you don't kind of just keep on him. He's also very quick at attacking. I mean, look, that's just Syrenne gone. And he kind of only really got one attack off. I mean, obviously others were attacking at the same time, but still. I mean, look, he's just taken out one of Zael's lives like that, essentially. That was a very bad snap, probably not even audible. Like that. There we go. It's going to be very peaky when editing, but I don't care. I'm just like, I like snapping my fingers. It's fun. But yeah, my first run of the Necromancer boss went so badly. Like, it was really quite dangerously close in terms of how everything was going to go. Particularly because he does the whole petrify thing, which slows you down, which is really not helpful. But thankfully that was a really brilliant run of the boss, so we don't have anything to worry about now. Yes!
What is it?
A very special treasure. A little wall of ice will pose no challenge to the powers of this stone.
Looks like a Gurak sunstone to me.
Exactly. Very astute of you. Go on, give it a try.
They think that the chapter's going to go on a lot longer, but we are basically at the end now. We've just got to run to the end of this corridor.
The exit should be up ahead. Let's hurry.
Yay, we're going to escape and... Oh.
Horace,
Typical.
No way.
I'm sorry, but I wasn't wrong. If you would look up, you'll see that it does indeed connect to the outside.
Brilliant.
Who's gonna climb this?
Scholarly types do have a rather peculiar brand of humour, don't they?
They do indeed. I should know, I've met quite a few scholarly types. Bloody hell.
This place is really weird.
The whole chamber is steeped in magic. It must have taken a mage of tremendous power to make something like this. Oh,
What's up?
Ooh, an old book. Look at the script. It's ancient.
Lazulis Island. And there's a map of the island. I can't read anymore, I'm afraid. If only we had some kind of reference.
There are books in the castle from the time of the first count. Perhaps if we went to the library...
Either way, we can't stay here. Let's go back.
I honestly thought we might find an exit.
It's fine. We got some exercise. Better than being stuck in a cell.
True. Plus, I'm really looking forward to studying this book.
Is this really the time to be getting so excited?
Excited? I'm not the one who fell down a hole.
Master Zael, you take this sunstone. You could probably put it to better use than I could.
Okie dokie. Thank you, Horace. And yeah, that is basically the end of the chapter.
Judging
Oh
the
yeah!
escape attempt a failure, Zael and the others return to their cell.
Hopefully we'll get out soon.